Good evening. Welcome to the July 22nd meeting of the Murfreesboro City School Board. We're glad to have those of you in the audience with us. We're glad to have those that are at home watching by video. At this time, I'm going to ask you to please stand as we have our Director of Finance, David Daniels, lead us in our pledge, followed then by our moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now our moment of silence. Thank you. All right, members of the board, you have seen a copy of the agenda. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda as printed?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mrs. Richardson. We have a second.
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Long. Any question or changes? I see none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? And there is none. Thank you. Communications?
Good evening. Ms. Trail was actually at a national conference, the School Communicators Conference, so she's out tonight, and so we're going to jump directly to our Best of MCS for the evening.
All right.
Well, good evening, board. We are excited tonight to recognize our July Best of MCS honoree and to publicly thank this employee for their hard work that they've contributed to our school system, and I'm honored to ask Ms. Rosa James to join me at the podium. Ms. Rosa is one of our amazing ABM custodial employees who works tirelessly to ensure our buildings are in top-notch condition so that our environment is ready for students and staff. A clean, safe, and welcoming school environment plays an important role in ensuring that the students and staff can teach and learn without distraction, and Ms. Rosa is a shining example of strong work ethic, a passion for her school, Case-in Lane Academy, and just for taking pride in the work she does. Ms. Rosa has been with us in MCS, working for the last 5 years. She's worked at Case-in Lane, but she's also been known to pitch around at other buildings, including the pre-K, which they love it when she comes by the pre-K for sure. Ms. Cox, the principal of Case-in Lane, sent me the following about Ms. Rosa. She said, "It is a privilege to honor someone who truly exemplifies what it means to go above and beyond in service to our school community, our wonderful custodian, Ms. Rosa. She takes incredible pride in everything she does here at Case-in Lane. From the moment she joined our school, every hallway team wanted her as their person. Why? Because she consistently delivers exceptional work and sets a standard that is second to none. She works tirelessly to ensure that the entire school is cleaned and maintained to her high expectations, and we are so grateful for her dedication. What makes her stand out is not just her impeccable attention to detail, but her commitment to excellence. She does not settle for anything less, and she holds both herself and her others accountable for maintaining the care and cleanliness of our school. She treats Case-in Lane as if it was her child, and that's the level of care and pride she brings to her work every single day. Her work ethic speaks for itself, but it's also the little things that makes her such a treasured part of our community. At the end of each school year, we often have a few room changes. Last year, Ms. Cox says she mentioned to Rosa at 3 o'clock on a Tuesday that we needed to make one more room adjustment. I told her we had some time and it wasn't urgent. By 8 a.m. the very next morning, she already had helped the teacher move everything into their new room. That's just one example of how efficiently and effectively she works, always ahead of the curve and ready to get the job done. In addition to her outstanding work behind the scenes, Rosa has a special connection with the students. Every morning, she's in the front lobby to greet students as they arrive with a smile and a welcoming presence that sets a positive tone for their day. And when a student is having a tough time getting to class, she is always there with a kind word, often saying, "I'm heading that way, would you like to walk with me?" Or students know they can count on her, not only to help keep our school clean, but to support them along the way. Rosa, Ms. Cox says, on behalf of all the Case and Lane Academy students, staff, and families, we thank you for everything you do, your work, your heart, and your unwavering dedication to the school and making a difference every day. Ms. Rosa was actually nominated, though, by our family engagement coordinator, Ms. Jennifer Lowe. Ms. Lowe oversees our weekend food backpack program, and Jennifer shared with me an email that she received from Angela Morell from Fellowship United Methodist Church, who helps with the food bags for Case and Lane. The email that we were sent said, one of our church volunteers has mentioned to me several times throughout the school year a dedicated City Schools employee at Case and Lane, Miss Rosa James. She goes above and beyond to help with 150 bags we deliver each week to the school. The church delivers 15 IKEA blue bags filled with 10 food bags each, and she handles those deliveries every week. We understand that teachers, counselors may deliver the bags to the students, but without the dedicated, hardworking efforts of Miss Rosa week in and week out, the teachers and counselors would not have the bags to deliver. John, who wrote the email, says, Rosa is a terrific lady who does a lot of extras and would be an excellent candidate for recognition, and I think we can all agree that she is. So I think it speaks volumes when not just our employees, but those in the community notice the work that you do. It takes so many hands behind the scenes to make learning happen for our student. So Ms. Rosa, you are definitely an example of what we hope all of our employees are: kind, hardworking, and most importantly, dedicated to our students. It is an honor to recognize you as our Best of MCS honoree.
That's amazing. Thank you.
Ms. James, on behalf, I think, of the board and of all of certainly the Case and Lane folks and a lot of the community, we thank you. I have always believed that custodians in many times are the backbone of a building. And you have shown that you are the backbone and you work hard because you love the school and you love the children. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's amazing it was somebody outside the school system. It was. It's
All right, Dr. Duke, spotlight on education.
Yes, for our Spotlight on Education, I'm going to turn it over to Miss Arnett, who's had a very busy summer that is not quite finished yet, but she's going to kick us off.
Good evening, Board.
Good evening.
It's hard to follow that, so happy for Miss Rosa. Tonight, we wanted to just spend a moment and highlight our professional development that we've had during the month of July. So I have asked Dr. April Irvin, our new math coordinator, who she's been with us about a week now, a little over a week, and she's hit the ground running. So I've asked her to share about the Math Institute that took place July 8th through the 10th. And then I've also asked Dr. Kathy Presnell, who is now our pre-K 6 literacy coordinator, to share about the Literacy Institute that took place last week, the 14th through the 18th. So I'm going to turn it over to April, let her introduce herself to you and give you some facts, and then Dr. Presnell.
Hi, good evening. It's nice to meet you all.
Good evening.
So I'm April Irvin. I'm the new math coordinator here, and I'm super excited to be speaking with all of you today. We did have the Math Institute the 8th through the 10th. We were lucky enough to have 30 attendees at the Math Institute, which is wonderful that folks were able to give up their time in the summer and come and join us to learn more math and deepen their content knowledge. We had 26 teachers in total from grades 1st through 6th. We had 2 math coaches attend and 1 administrator, as well as myself. And we all learned so much. It was really wonderful. It was put on by Cindy Klisch and Dr. Jeremy Winters from MTSU, which we're very thankful for their partnership. We covered Building conceptual understanding, so deepening the understanding of our math practices in our classrooms. We covered understanding procedural fluency. How do we build stronger math learners in our classrooms? How can we become more fluent mathematicians? And then we put that practice to application. How can our teachers apply that in their classrooms, and how can they take that understanding and then deepen it in the application in their classroom? It was a wonderful 3 days. We're so thankful, and I do have a few quotes from our teachers that I would love to share with you. So we took a survey at the end, and they shared, precision is so important. If we as teachers don't strengthen our conceptual understanding, how can we help our students do the same? What a huge takeaway. I learned so much, and I can't wait to go back and use all this new stuff I learned. The books and tools we received were an added bonus that I wasn't expecting, but I'm so grateful for. And lastly, this math training was next level. Every year, my goal is to start the year better than the year before. I love the way, even before I became an employee of MCS, our district poured into us as educators. No one can ever say as a teacher in MCS that we don't have opportunities to grow and progress. What amazing feedback for a wonderful 3 days. It was my first week on the job, and I couldn't have asked for a better time than to spend it with teachers and with Dr. Winders and Ms. Klisch to just learn more about math and see all of our educators in progress. Do you have any questions or?
Oh, welcome aboard.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening, board.
Good evening.
I'm excited to share a little bit about our Summer Literacy Institute that we held the week of the 14th. We had 34 teachers and leaders from across the district come together, and for the first time we had kindergarten through second grade in the same room with third through sixth. This means that as of now, this was our sixth cohort. We've got 145 teachers, coaches, and leaders across the district who have been through this work, and I kind of want to call out that it is incredibly challenging intellectual work. So they do 8 hours of pre-work. We meet from 8 to 3 every day, and we just read and we think and we talk and we write about how do we bring challenging, engaging, empowering instruction to our schools. How do we make sure we're pressing for kids to do truly high-quality work, and how do we make sure that all kids have access to that? And through it all, we have changed hearts and we have changed minds. So a few real bright spots I wanted to highlight for you. I do give a pre-survey as a part of their pre-work and then a post-survey, so I'm always kind of looking at how those numbers change. So on the survey, when I prompted, I know how to press for all students to produce high-quality work, our responses went from 38% agree or strongly agree before to 100%. Agree or strongly agree after. When prompted, I know how to scaffold EL materials so that all kids have access to grade level work, but without reducing the rigor. We went from 23.5% to 100% agree or strongly agree afterwards. And then when prompted, I feel that I'm equipped with what I need to implement EL with a high degree of integrity in the classroom. Responses went from 59% agree, strongly agree to, again, 100% agree or strongly agree. And then a couple of quotes. I love this one. On the post survey, somebody said, the phrase all students is thrown around all the time, but I now fully understand how to make all students a true aspect of my classroom. I came into this week with a lot of questions about some of the pieces of our daily lessons and their purpose, but after breaking down lessons and spending time thinking about the why behind each, I'm leaving with a respect for our curriculum that I didn't previously have. Before this week, I saw it as far too easy for some of my students and far too difficult for others. Now I understand the progression from grade level to grade level and why it is that we ask so much of our students. And then I did tell them, I'm going to be speaking to the board Tuesday night. If you have a little something you'd like to share. And somebody did say, thank you for investing time and money into developing us as educators. I'm proud to be an MCS employee. 2025, 26 will be our best year yet. And what I'm even more excited about is that the work doesn't stop here. So we have a Literacy Institute 2.0 that is going to start meeting after school. So 40 of our alumni have elected to continue that work. We're going to have another institute during the school year. And then some of our alumni have created a Models of Excellence board. And so what we've been doing is collecting examples of student work, and the board vets each and every piece to decide, does it meet our standards for excellence? Every piece has got 2 teacher readers. If they agree, then I give it a 3rd read, and I'm excited to share that 75% of the pieces of work that have been accepted as excellent have come from classrooms, from teachers who have been through the Institute. So it really has been an amazing kind of body of work, and I'm just incredibly grateful for the time and the financial investment and the encouragement from all of you. And again, I'll answer any questions.
Question. Dr. Presnell, do
Yes.
you think the graduates of the Institute, do you find that when they go back to their schools and their grade level colleagues who haven't been through the Institute, do they become sort of an unofficial team leader or an official team leader or share those strategies? Do you find that
That is
happens?
definitely our hope. I kind of tell them we're doing a bit of raising Dumbledore's army here for using our materials really, really well. And so what we do find is a lot of times these teachers do go on to become grade level leads or even just kind of like leader mentors on their grade levels. We also know that like they tend to have better instruction once they've been through the Institute. So thanks for that question.
Can I also add, they're also, both the math and the ELA Institute, when they go through it, usually are teachers that are most likely to recommend to others, like it is worth the investment of time. Again, it is no joke. When you're talking about our Math Institute was 3 full days, our Literacy Institute was 5 full days. It is a huge investment of time. And to see that our teachers continue to go and invest, that's in large part because the teachers that have come back said this is worthy of your time and you need to go.
Word of mouth advertising is the best there is.
Absolutely. Totally free.
Thank you, ma'am,
Thank
for
you
a
so
job
much.
well done. We appreciate your effort and what you're doing.
Absolutely.
All right, Dr. Duke, going to recognize some new folks with us?
Yes, I am thrilled to recognize some new staff with us to our leadership positions in the district this year. So I want to start by asking Dr. Liz Ruby to come to the podium. Dr. Ruby is our new principal at Reeves Rogers Elementary School, which I will say, if you haven't driven by Reeves, don't forget our ribbon cutting is Friday, and it looks great. So we're so thrilled. But Dr. Ruby brings a strong and proven record of leadership within Murfreesboro City Schools. She has 16 years of experience with us, and she joined us in 2012. Before being named to Reeves Rogers, she was the assistant principal at both Hobgood and at Scales, most recently at Hobgood. In both positions, she has excelled through her student-centered focus, her ability to build meaningful relationships with students, staff, and families, and her commitment to continuous learning and growth. She also emerged as a strong leader among our assistant principal team and was constantly a go-to for the other assistant principals in our district when they needed just to think through something. She's been a valuable resource and a collaborator across the district. Additionally, she teaches classroom management and assessment classes to undergraduate students at MTSU's College of Education. To know Liz is to know someone who cares deeply about kids, to know someone who cares about faculties, and having a school culture where students thrive. We are thrilled to welcome you as the principal of Reeves Rogers.
That might be the nicest thing anybody's ever said to me or about me, so thank you very much. I'm just really excited for this opportunity and the support that I'm receiving as I transition into this new role. Also, please, as Dr. Duke said, come out to the ribbon cutting. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. The school looks absolutely beautiful. Okay?
Thank you, Dr. Ruby.
Congratulations.
Our next 3 introductions, I'm going to call them at one time, and that's going to be Miss Kim Inglis, Miss Jessica Jacobs, and Miss Tawana Harper. If y'all guys want to come on up so I can introduce you. These are our new assistant principals in the district, and keeping on the Reeves Rogers bandwagon, we'll start with Miss Tawana Harper. Miss Harper is coming to us. She's originally from Milwaukee, but is now a Murfreesboro resident, so welcome to the South. She has 19 years of experience, and for the past year, she served as the principal of Rocket Ship Nashville Northeast. She has also served as a principal in Milwaukee. She is excited to move to Murfreesboro City and work closer to her home and community. And she's new to our team, but in the short time she's been with us, has already made a huge impact. And we are thrilled to have Tawana. So welcome, Tawana. Our next one is Miss Kim Inglis. Miss Inglis is no stranger to us here in Murfreesboro City. She's been with us for 12 years. She's worked at both Cason Lane and Black Box. Her last role before being named AP was as the instructional coach at Black Fox Elementary. Of course, not only has she had a lot of success here, Miss Inglis has had a lot of success statewide. You may remember a few years ago, she was named the Middle Tennessee Teacher of the Year. And during that time really became a leader, not just in our district, but has become a leading voice in advocacy and teacher development statewide, and is often someone, if you see state committees, it's not uncommon to see Kim's name on there representing the teachers of Murfreesboro City across the state. So welcome, Kim. We're thrilled, and you're going to do a great job at Black Fox. And finally, we have Miss Jessica Jacobs. She's been with us for 12 years before moving to John Pittard Elementary, where she is now the assistant principal. She's served in the classroom teaching position and as an academic interventionist at Scales. Now, what we do know is Miss Jacobs is semi-new. She's been with us in an interim role for the second semester of last year, where in that short time when she stepped into that interim capacity, very, very quickly distinguished herself as a strong relationship builder, someone who is highly competent in meeting the demands of the role, and a trusted and effective partner to Dr. Robinson. Her leadership and dedication have already had a positive impact, and I have no doubt that John Pittard is going to continue to thrive with her at the right hand of Dr. Robinson. So I want to say welcome to all three of you. We have a fantastic AP team. It's going to be a great year for sure. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you, ladies, and welcome. I'm not going to say welcome aboard because some of you are not coming to us new, but welcome to your position. Public comment, and we have none. Consent items. Do we have a motion to approve the consent items?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Settle. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Moore. Any question or comment? I see none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? And there is none. Thank you. Action items. Approval of Board Policy 3.204.
Yes, sir. During first reading of this proposed policy revision, the board members requested additional guidance regarding the term disruptive behavior. That phrase is not defined in the state statute. In response, staff members reviewed statutory language and best practices to propose a working definition that distinguishes between ordinary classroom misbehavior and behaviors that may pose a safety concern or require intervention by a threat assessment team. Those changes have been made to proposed Board Policy 3.204, and this would be for second reading. The recommendation would be to approve those changes to Board Policy 3.204.
Thank you, ma'am. We have a motion to approve the changes to Policy 3.204.
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Long. We have a second.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Richardson. Any question or comment? I see none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? And there is none. Thank you. Policy 5.110, compensation guides.
Public Chapter 433 now authorizes boards to determine whether to compensate an employee's estate or designated beneficiary for unused leave time in the event of a death. In response, Policy 5.110 has been updated to allow all employees, not just teachers, as the statutory change relayed, to access this option per the board's direction, and this policy would be approved on second reading.
If I can, if you don't mind, Ms. If I can also add, we did, at Mr. Richardson's request, add additional information on the memo to the fiscal note. That was something that was requested as well. So on that board memo, we also did put a fiscal note. It's very hard to anticipate because you don't know. I will say it's very uncommon for us to have a teacher pass away during their service here, but we did provide some ranges just so you're aware from a budgetary standpoint that was asked.
Thank you, sir.
All right, do we have a motion to approve the policy change of, policy 5.110, compensation
Mr.
guide?
Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Sutton. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Price. Any question?
No, I do want to say I'm happy to see this because it kind of speaks to the fact that, yes, we appreciate our teachers, but all our employees are valuable, and this kind of speaks to that, and I have a real appreciation for it. So kudos to us.
We've had a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposition? And there is none. Thank you. Policy 6.303, questioning of students and searches.
Policy 6.303 has been changed. On second reading, the revised language clarifies that any search of a student must be conducted either by a school resource officer or by a school administrator who has completed the state mandated training. The Tennessee Department of Education is responsible to develop this training, which is, we are still waiting for that training to be sent over to us any day now. The recommendation would be to approve changes to Board Policy 6.303 on second reading.
We have a motion to approve policy change 6.303.
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Moore. Have a second.
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Long. Any question or comment? I see none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposition? There is none. Thank you. Policy 6.312, use of communication devices.
Policy 6.312 is also amended on second reading. In addition to the legally required elements, this revised policy includes a board-requested exception permitting student use of device to document conduct that the student reasonably believes violates law, board policy, or school rules. This exception is conditioned on the recording that not being disruptive to the school environment, not violating the privacy rights of other students, and being promptly reported to a school official. The staff recommendation would be to approve changes to Board Policy 6.312 on second reading.
We have a motion to approve policy 6.312, use of personal communication devices.
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Moore. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Long. Any question or comment?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir?
I do want to say that I'm thankful for this language being included, especially the part about recording but not being disruptive. The move is nationwide. I was just earlier today, I think, listening to them talk about cell phone uses in schools and things like that. And it's kind of it's almost like a tightrope, but I think we've done it pretty well because I think there have to be exceptions. So I'm grateful for this board looking into that and making these changes. That's all I want to say.
Thank you, sir. Any other question or comment? I see none. All in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposition? There is none. Thank you. Approval of Murfreesboro Police Department Memorandum of Understanding.
Yes, sir. We are seeking approval of the proposed memorandum of understanding between MCS and the Murfreesboro Police Department, which outlines the provisions of the school resource officer for the 25-26 school year. This annual agreement establishes the responsibility, scope of services, and expectations for collaboration between law enforcement and school personnel to ensure a safe and secure learning environment. The MOU has been reviewed by both parties and reflects continued alignment with the best practices for school-based policing and the unique needs of our school community. And we are recommending approval of the MOU as presented.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Richards. We have a second.
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Price. Any question or comment? All in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposition? And there is none. Thank you.
Mr. Campbell, if I may, before we jump on, I do want to make an announcement since we're talking about the police department. If you did not see that our police department school safety division was honored with the Model SRO Agency Award by the National Association of School Resource Officers for its innovative and impactful approach to school-based policing within Murfreesboro City Schools. They were presented this award at the 35th Annual School Safety Conference held in Texas. And I would say I definitely agree that they are a model SRO agency. They work so carefully with us. They do such a good job. So Captain Fanning, Lieutenant Williams, all the SROs that work so hard, I'm just so grateful that their hard work is being recognized nationwide.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Well, I think that just goes to show it not only takes teachers and custodians and librarians, but it also takes law enforcement to make a wonderful school system,
right.
and that's what we have. And we thank them very much and congratulate them. We have a motion and a second. Do we have anybody have any other comment? All in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposition? There is none. Thank you. Approval of budget amendment FY26 for general purpose.
Yes, if you remember a few weeks ago, we discussed in one of our workshops the contract with Project Play to provide direct behavioral services to several of our students across the district. And we were going to fund that through the transfer of unfilled positions that were also allocated to behavior. So this amendment transfers $122,415 of previously approved expenditures within the special education category to pay for a portion of that new contract. The contract will provide a team of 4 registered behavior technicians and 1 board-certified behavior analyst to serve students with behavioral needs. The transfer adjustment transfers funds previously approved for behavioral staffing and will not impact our fund balance. It does pay for a portion of the contract. If you remember, there were several positions we were transferring. This amendment actually just transfers one of those funds, and which will get us through, I think, Daniel, December. And the reason why is we're going to wait and see if we have other savings. The other RBT positions we had budgeted are in a different category. We're going to wait to transfer that because that will take multiple steps, including going to city council and things like that. So this will get us there, and then we'll transfer the other pieces later on the year when we have other budget amendments. But I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Do we have a motion to approve the budget amendment?
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Long. We have a second.
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Price. Now, any question or comment? I see none. All in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposition? There is none. Thank you. Approval of contract staff.
Yes, we are seeking board approval to enter into a contract with Staff EZ to provide staffing services across a variety of employment categories, including instructional, administrative, cafeteria, and coaching roles. The agreement allows the district to utilize Staff EZ for both full-time and interim staffing needs. Staff EZ will charge administrative fees based on a markup percentage per employee classification. These rates include a 25% contract fee for classroom administrative and professional staff. While there are no immediate plans to utilize this service, having the contract in place will allow us to move quickly in the event that we do need it. And to kind of point that out, last year we lost a hard-to-fill position, I believe in March, and we didn't have any applicants for it, so we were able to work with them. They helped find someone to finish out the year. It was a great employee. We're actually going to bring that employee back this year, but they're getting married and moving out of state, so good for them. So this is really just to make sure we have something in place at the start of the year in case we find ourselves with a hard-to-fill position that we need additional assistance with.
Do we have a motion to approve the contract for Staff EZ?
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Long. We have a second.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Richardson. Any questions?
I was just looking at the fiscal impact again. I want to make sure that I'm getting this right. No questions for me.
No questions. All in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposition? There is none. Thank you. Contract with Terrascape Mulching.
We are seeking approval to enter into a contract with Terrascape Mulching for services and materials using the prices and terms established through a bid with Metro Nashville Public Schools. This cooperative purchasing method allows us to access competitively bid rates and vendor terms already vetted by another public agency. All purchases will remain within the line item budget allocated for these services and will not exceed the $85,000 that is budgeted through the approved general purpose budget. And we're happy to answer any questions you may have.
Do we have a motion to approve the contract with Terrascape Mulching?
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Moore. We have a second.
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Long. Any question or comment?
Have we used them before?
Yeah, actually, it's who we used last year as well.
So this covers all mulching. Like, do we still use mulch on the playgrounds?
Mr. Bart, you want to talk about mulching on playgrounds?
I just think of anything to
you know what, there's nothing Mr. Barch loves more than being behind the microphone. So keep the questions coming.
The Terrascape mulch is for the playgrounds, and it has an ADA requirement kind of built into it that meets ADA guidelines. And it's also they install it, and how they install it allows it to be more efficient. Not because our men don't work well. It gets a good coverage and meets the requirements for fall zones.
Okay. And so you've been working out this summer or something?
No, sir.
Yeah, something's.
I've been away for a while. so
Something's different, okay.
Well, thank you. I'm going to take that as a good thing.
Looks good on you.
Thank you,
Looks
sir.
good on you, absolutely.
That's the only
Any
reason
other
you wanted
questions?
That's the only reason.
you called him up there.
The world needs to see.
Oh, man. Motion's been made and seconded in discussion. Now, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? There is none. Thank you. Revenue and expenditure report. Mr. Owens?
Yes, sir. Good evening, Board.
Good evening, sir.
You have my report in front of you. I would like to point out that on our revenue comparison, we are very in line with last year at 87.5% of revenue recognized so far. And as far as our expenditures, we are in line with that as well, just a slight uptick in usage so far through May. As far as that, be happy to entertain any questions.
I want to ask you a question, I'm just not smart enough, so looks good to me.
Okay.
Any other question or comment? We have a motion to approve the revenue and expenditure report.
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Long. We have a second.
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Moore. Any question or comment? I see none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposition? There is none. Thank you. All right, reports and information. Human Resources update.
Good evening.
All right. Well, let me first start by saying we are just thrilled with the caliber of talent that we've been able to recruit and welcome back to Murfreesboro City Schools for the 25-26 school year. Today, we had our Welcome to MCS Day, and we welcomed approximately 80 certified staff, from teachers to SLPs, school psychologists, to our district. We currently have 6 unfilled certified positions. 2 of those we are actively interviewing for and should be filled by the upcoming week. We've used various pathways to ensure that our classrooms are filled, from teaching permits to job embedded permits, also clinical practice permits through our local EPP, Middle Tennessee State University. So we're excited that we've been able to fill all those positions. We do have 4 special ed positions that we are also working to fill. And as Dr. Duke said, we are being proactive and utilizing probably the contract with Staff Easy, if needed, to fill some of those positions. As far as our certified classified positions, we have 23 full-time staff that we've hired and 31 part-time, so those include substitutes as well. We have approximately 60 permits that we will apply for this year. Is not first-year permits. Teachers can be on 1 to 3 years, so from 1 to 3rd year of approximately 60 permits. But a lot of those individuals are currently in educator preparation programs pursuing their teacher licensure.
Thank you, ma'am. I had the opportunity today to stop by the signing, and it was well done. The building was decorated well, the outside was, and everything inside that room was nothing but laughter and happiness.
Good. That's good.
I was certainly glad to see it. Y'all did a wonderful job with it. Thank you.
Can I, Dr. Johnson, I don't want to put you on the spot, but do you have, because one of the things I noticed today and one thing we've really seen this year is a lot of returning staff that have come back to us. Do you have those numbers?
I do. We have 13 staff that are returning to us in various positions. So I think that says a lot about Murfreesboro City Schools. And we're strengthening our team, and we're positioning ourselves for an exceptional school year.
That's great.
Thank you, Dr. Johnson.
Thank you, ma'am, for a job well done.
Thank you.
All right. Director's update.
Well, just a few updates it's been a busy few weeks, and this week all of our staff has been working hard making sure the buildings are ready, welcoming new teachers. Sherry kicks off our new teacher orientation tomorrow, 2 full days at MTSU. Our principals are back, so just a huge shout out to everyone on the central office team who have really done Herculean work the past 2 weeks and all summer, but really the past 2 weeks, getting ready for the school year to start. Wanted to update the board on just a couple things. First, I've been in communication with you about the pausing of the federal funds. As I've said to you in emails, originally with the pausing of Title II, Title III, Title IV, it was about a $1.24 million revenue source that we were planning on that has been stopped. As we talked about in some of those emails, about 700,000 of that was teacher salaries. So that was something that we had been working through and looking at. Of course, I want to emphasize they're saying it's just being paused. It is being paused by the Office of the OMB at the federal level, not the Department of Education. And so as we've talked about, we are not intending to make any employment changes, despite the fact that $700,000 of that was personnel, because we feel like it's very easy. There's still some information coming in, waiting to see what happens with that. I will say we did receive information at the end of last week that the 21st Century Grant, which is what funds our after-school tutoring program through ESP, pays for the after-school tutoring for about 450 students, free tuition to ESP and tutoring and transportation home, all of that. That has been released, so that's good news. So that's about a little over $500,000, which brings our total of kind of, I'll say, limbo dollars to roughly about $670,000. Still no small piece of change. A big part of that is professional development. So when you hear Dr. Presnell and April Irvin, our new math coordinator, talking about the power of professional development, some of that money that's been paused is directly paying for that stuff. So really important that we get that. So I want to keep the board updated as I know more. I said on a state call last week as well. They're also in limbo. We're just kind of waiting for information. So we were thrilled to see the 21st Century Grant money released. However, still very concerned on what happens if the Title II, the Title III, and the Title IV money is not released and how we move forward with that. But I do want to assure everyone we are not making any staff cuts. We are not making any changes to personnel. We're going to be able to move forward planning and move forward as we had planned. Any questions on that? Or
So no comments from State Department?
The State Department, they're giving us the information they have as soon as they get it. But I think they're also in limbo. We do know, I think there is a number of states that have actually filed a lawsuit against the federal government. I will say Tennessee did not do that with the ESSER money when the states did it, but we did get the money because of those lawsuits that were filed. So when the judge ordered they gave it to all the states, whether or not that state had in fact sued, the state attorney general had sued. So I do know that may happen again with this. I do not know, but the state really is, again, they don't have information they're keeping from us. I truly believe they're giving us everything they have.
One question.
Amanda?
So we're able to not cut any staff or anything right now because we have a healthy fund balance? We're having to dip into that, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. We have a healthy fund balance. We can pull from that.
Tap into it.
Absolutely.
The funds we thought were coming.
Yes. And we are going to have to make some decisions about, are we able to execute all of the professional development that we had planned for the year? Definitely dipping into fund balance for the personnel, and then hopefully being able to find other money to do that professional development with.
Mr. Chairman.
David?
I have a comment. I was going to save it to the end, but you've given me such a segue I've got to walk through. I think it is shameful for any administration to hold up funds that educate our children. It is shameful and it's cowardly to make a point by harming our most vulnerable citizens. I think that's shameful. I cannot imagine a country in which you defund education for no other reason than to prove a point. I cannot imagine why you would want to take funds from title schools who need the money. Now, Murfreesboro City, we're very blessed and very fortunate that we have a very healthy fund balance, and I want to commend Dr. Duke for being so tight on our purse strings when everything was really, really good. He was like, I know we're good, but let's save it back. So thank you, Dr. Duke, for that. My issue is that there are several districts across our state, smaller districts. I was in the elevator, we were just at Summer Law Conference, I was in the elevator with a school board member, I want to say Overton County, I'm not sure. And he said, your district is probably much bigger than ours. I said, I think we're maybe at 9,000 students. He laughed. He said, we got 2,000. I cannot begin to imagine the effect on that district from this. And it's shameful. I'm embarrassed by what this administration is doing to public education. I'm simply embarrassed. Furthermore, that our own Attorney General would not stand up and join with other attorneys general to sue the federal government for money that was already allocated, would not stand up and sue on behalf of our kids. These are our kids, our most valuable resource, we say, our future. This is the future of our country. And to take such a cavalier attitude and just cut funds, hold funds, and play with the future of our country is reprehensible and it's shameful. That's all I got to say.
Mr. Settles, I'll say.
I believe you have said it well, and I would say probably you got the full support of this board.
I'll go a step further and say it's abject cruelty.
Gentlemen, to me, it goes back to one thing, and there's a great legislator here that was served in the state legislature for years, John Bragg. Told me one day, Butch, it's politics and politicians. And I believe that's exactly what you're talking about. We're our state. Well, never mind. I'm not going to get into the political world, but you know where we stand.
Yes, sir.
Just a few more updates tonight. The board's aware that last year in the governor's budget, it was passed the $2,000 one-time bonus for teachers who taught last year. We've been getting lots of questions about that. We knew from the beginning that that money would not be available until after July 1. As of, I think, yesterday, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Owens, as of yesterday, we have now received that money from the state. So last week, we received the list of the eligible teachers that we had already worked through with the state. We got that list. We worked through that again. A huge shout out to HR and to our finance team for working through that so carefully. We received the funds yesterday. I will say it will take us time to process that on our payroll. Especially, we have to run our regular payroll. We are still doing the rollover for our new employees to make sure they're paid on time. So we will be sending messaging out to our teachers, but our intent at this time is they should see that check by the end of August. So we'll need about 3 or 4 weeks to process that, get our regular payroll run. We have to manually go in and key that in for every employee our payroll team does. So it can't be automated. So it does take time. So that's why it's not just a click of a button and the paycheck goes off. We're going individually into every employee, going into their pay codes, entering this information. And when you're talking about the number of employees we're looking at, that takes a little bit of time with the size of our payroll team and their regular tasks. So they have prioritized it, but I just want to let you know it is coming, but they can all expect it, and we'll get messaging out to staff. By the end of August, they should see that. We do expect there'll be some appeals to that, and Dr. Johnson's already working through that, because as you had teachers transferred, they may have shown up on 2 district lists. We have to work through that with the district and with the state. So that's a pretty small number for us, but we are starting that process. So that's good news on that front, that it is coming sooner rather than later. Also wanted to let you know that we were approved. Of course, we've talked tonight about our weekend backpack program already once, but we were granted that grant from Second Harvest Food Bank again this year that will provide food for 175 families for our weekend backpack program, which is huge. That was the same number they gave us last year. Great supporters. I will tell you, that's 175. We send out between 350 and 370 food backpacks every week. So keep your eyes out for Ms. Lowe and our family engagement coordinator, who will be doing some information on food drives as we continue to stock that. Our community has always been great partners with us in making sure we have food, but that 170 is a great start for us as we get going. Final kind of just some dates. Again, as I mentioned, our new teacher orientation starts tomorrow. We have a principals meeting on for the beginning of the year on Thursday. On Friday, our teachers return. I'm sorry for those listening, but it is Friday that our teachers are, no, a week from Friday. Okay, you got 1 week. You got 1 week. See, there you go. Don't worry, I had it wrong. A week from Friday they returned. I think it was our principals out there who were most nervous. You did. That's right. There you go.
You really know how to cause heart failure in the heat of the day, don't you?
A week from Friday, so enjoy this. Enjoy a few more days.
Yeah.
But it's coming up soon. And then we will have open house events for our families at every school on August 4th. And then, of course, enrollment verification opens up next week. It's a very, very busy time. So I encourage families, if you haven't re-enrolled your children for the school year, make sure you go online beginning the 25th. Do that enrollment verification. Look at your school's website to make sure that you know when your child's open house is so you can meet the teacher. But we have a great energy already about the start of this year. I'm so excited about the year ahead. And it's my favorite time of year, which is the beginning of the school year. So with that, those are all my updates, Mr. Campbell.
We want to remind everybody about the ribbon cutting Friday at Reeves Rogers at 10 o'clock in the morning, I think it starts. Okay, and then I will sum up a little bit and say we had a great weekend. We missed Jimmy at summer law, but we understand he was at home taking care of what he needed to take care of with other people's children. Right. And that's what he was doing. We had a great weekend, and I think everybody got back safely, depending on where you had to stop and which way you went, I guess. We had a massive layover at Dillard in Knoxville. You know. There was one other thing I was going to say too, but I don't remember now what it was.
That's a good note to end on.
I guess it was not important. Oh, I do know too, seeing Don. I had the opportunity of meeting Don at the new building. What do we call that building?
Our new maintenance and transportation facility.
Okay, all right.
Wesley Ballard.
That's right.
I'm advocating for that until it's
We
over.
walked through that building the other day, and it's coming along very well. I was really impressed with the amount of room. Beautiful. The maintenance part, they already had 2 buses pulled in there, and Don said they had room for 4.
That's great.
Which is something we've not had in the past, but it's coming along very well. Thanks to Don and all the people that are working there. All right, anything else needs to come before this board?
Yes, sir.
If not, we'll call for a motion to adjourn.
So
We'll
moved,
see
Mr.
you on
Chairman.
Friday. Okay, thank you, sir. Good day, good night, happy holiday.